Now that I've shown you how to do a global selective color, I'm now going to show you how to do a color change or a selective color to a specific area. All right, so there's where you can kind of pinpoint something that you want to change. So in this case, I'm going to do the car. I'm going to change the color of the Ferrari. Okay, so just like we did last time, I'm going to create a new layer. So I'm going to make a duplicate of the background layer, and I'm going to be working on layer 1. Again, this is really important, guys. You really want to be working on a new layer, not the original, so you can see the difference of the before and the after. The other reason why you would want to create a new layer here is if you don't like it or something happens, you always have that original to go back to. So I always recommend creating a copy of the original layer, working on that one, manipulating it, changing it, and you still have the original to go back to if something were to go wrong. All right, so layer 1 here is what I'm going to be doing. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a selection of a specific area and then apply the selective color to it. So like I said, I'm going to do the car. Now there's lots of different ways that you can select the car. You can use any of the selection tools here, the lasso, the polygonal, the magnetic, right? Either one of these three would work. You could use the quick selection tool, the magic wand. There's lots of different selection tools that you could use. You're going to kind of have to use the one that's going to work best in your specific situation. For me, for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the quick selection tool. Now, this is a new tool that we've not used before, so I'll go over it because you may want to use this. Maybe not. Maybe you can use it now, and if you can't, you'll find a really good time to use this tool. So it's really quick and effective at selecting colors. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, and what I want to do is I'm going to start by clicking on the red area, and it's going to go out and it's going to start finding all of like colors that are touching one another. So again, I'm just going to click and hold. Oh, see, it's already grabbed way too much, right? So I'm going to deselect. Maybe I'll try up here on the hood. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to click and hold. Now it's kind of limited to the car here, and now I kind of have to be careful. So I'm going to go around and I'm just going to click, and I'm still holding, and I'm just going to drag around, and I'm going to try and grab just the car. And again, it kind of freaks out a little bit sometimes. So it's already grabbed the background. I'm probably going to have to go back and deselect that. So I'm going to let go, and that's going to see how it's made a selection around the whole outside. No big deal. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit the subtract button on the top, or hold Alt if you can hold Alt if you're using an extra mouse, and I'm going to subtract out the background here, and I'm going to try and select out the street here. And again, I'm just clicking and dragging and trying to get rid of some of that. Now I've already lost a little bit of my windshield, so again, I may have to come back in here and do a little bit of selecting and adding here. So I can go back to add, and I do want that windshield, and I do want a little bit of the ground. I want a little bit of that. I want the tire. So again, you kind of have to play with it, but this is where the skill comes in of making a nice, accurate selection of the area or the object that you want to grab. Okay, so I'm going to leave that for now for time's sake, and maybe I want to try and get some of this out of here. I don't want the ground. Okay. All right, so I'm going to call that done. Oh, but now I grabbed the ceiling. See, so you kind of have to play with it a little bit. There we go. We're going to call that done. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let's see here. Just a little tweak and we'll be good. Okay. So there's my car. Okay, there's my car. I'm going to change the color of that. So now that I've got my accurate selection and everything looks good, I'm going to now go back to image, adjustments, and selective color. And now I can come through here and I can do the same thing like I did before, and I can change the color of that specific area by moving these sliders around. Again, now, like I did before with the global, The only part that's changing is that car. So this is where you can really get fun and do a nice job at changing the specific color of something. Again, I don't want the background to change in this case. I just want to change the color of the car. So by me moving the sliders around, I can achieve that. Maybe I'm going to pump that yellow way up, and I'm going to make a yellow Ferrari Enzo. Okay, and I can play with that. I think that looks good. Again, I was playing with the red channel, okay, because the car was red and I really wanted to focus in on the reds. So I think that's pretty good. I'm going to click OK and I'm going to deselect. And you can see now here is my before and my after. And again, all of the image details were retained. The highlights, the reflections, the shadows, all of that image was all kept the same. And all I did was change the color of the car. Again, you'll save this as your PSD file and turn it in so I can see your before and after.